Hi, Jodecita.
Hi, YaYa.
You're back. You've been kind of MIA.
I've been working.
I know you've been working, and I've been Zoom.
Yeah.
Zumbando terrenos, left and right. I'm glad you're back. It was just my birthday.
It was. How do you feel?
It's the first birthday that I wasn't sad, and like, you know how I cry on my birthday every year because you're always with me and I always cry. It was the first year that I didn't cry about being like sad about anything, but then I got some really bad news the day of my birthday, and I went the whole night and then cried at the end of the night. But
oh man,
I know, but it's okay. It was a really good birthday. But my favorite thing about my birthday was that I got to see you because I hadn't seen you in a while because we've just been like all over the place.
Very disconnected.
Yeah, and you brought me this floral arrangement that's actually made out of candles.
Yes.
And can y'all see it in the shot? I don't know if y'all can see it in the shot. Can y'all see any of them? Yes. If not, I'm going to pick it up. Hold on.
Okay.
Or you pick it up.
I'll pick it up.
Yours. Yeah, you do.
So I had the privilege to make YaYa's a floral arrangement. I just recently started doing floral arrangements, but out of candles because I am a 100% lover of flowers. Mm-hmm. You know, I love my flowers. I love my candles. So I decided to start a project on something that I loved. Mm-hmm. And that's how the idea came out of doing bouquets out of candles. So this is one of my bouquets that I did. Everything here is candles except the filler. But for YaYa's birthday, I made her a custom one as well with on the tag and everything. It said, "Happy birthday, YaYa, I love you." And it made me really happy because whenever I gave it to YaYa, she was so happy.
I was really, because it was the first time that I've seen it in person because it looks so different on Instagram or online. It looks so different. When you see it in person, it's like so much more detailed and so much prettier.
So much more.
Yeah, so I was really, really excited. What's the name of the company?
So on Instagram, y'all can find me at Amor Y Detalles for any orders that y'all have, whether it's baptism, 15s, arrangements, weddings,
side bitches, mains, whichever one it is.
Whichever one it is. I do everything. I don't only just do bouquets. I do singles and individual candles as well. So if y'all have any inspo pics or you want me to recreate a certain style for you guys, I can definitely do that. And I am excited about this new project.
Me too.
And I cannot wait.
I'm very excited for you, friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you know what my favorite song right now is?
Can I guess?
Yes. My favorite song.
Te quería ver.
Yes, by Neton Vega.
How many times have you replayed that song?
I've probably listened to Te quería ver probably 30 times in the last couple of days.
30 times?
Yeah, I love it.
Like back to back?
Yeah, it's really good.
Through?
It's, I think, just back to back. But I think what's the thing that's crazy about this song, first of all, I'm a huge Aleman fan. I love Neton Vega. I think Neton Vega is like the new golden boy of Mexico and like música mexicana. But I love Aleman. Aleman, I got to meet him in Mexico City. Banks took me to his house. I was in Mexico City working, and Banks took me over to the house, and we probably talked about music for 2 hours. And he's one of the nicest, most humble human beings. He's a super OG and Mexican rap, and I hate Mexican rap, and you know this.
You definitely
I talk about it every episode.
Like Mexican rap.
But I love Aleman, and I'm so happy that he got a hit because Aleman has millions and millions and millions of streams and views, and he's been in the game for a long time. But I think this song is connecting him with the younger listener, because his listener is my age, you know what I mean? So this is the first time that he's connecting with a younger listener, like Neton's listeners who are preteen, early 20s, mid 20s, yeah. So I think now people who don't know who Aleman is, now they know who he is. So I think that's why I'm super, super excited about this song for sure. What's your favorite song right now?
My favorite song right now, it's unreleased.
Ooh, let's talk about it.
I actually like all of the songs that are on the album.
Okay.
But Esteban's coming out with a new album.
Esteban Gabriel?
Yes.
Okay, what's the name of the album?
It's the Cumbias Live Volume 3.
Is he already on volume 3 of Cumbias
Volume
Light?
3, yeah.
Oh, damn. I thought he was volume 2 for some reason. Damn, that's tight.
No, the past one was Volume 2. Now he's releasing Volume 3 on Valentine's Day.
Oh, I didn't know it was coming out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of the song and what's the name of the project? Oh, Cumbias Light Volume 3, and what's the name of the song? Can you say it?
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should. But every single song on that album that's about to be released is my favorite.
So
I don't have a specific favorite.
Is it like Románticas?
Yes.
Okay.
Every single one.
Okay.
One is a little bit more movimiento para que bailes,
Uh-huh.
but every single song on that album is great.
So my dog has the exclusive Esteban Gabriel preview, and she approves. And if there's anybody's ear that I trust, it's hers.
Oh yeah, 1000%. It's a great album.
How long has it been since he dropped? When did Volume 2 come out?
If I'm not mistaken, it has been... I don't think it has been a year, has it?
Maybe around a year.
Roughly around that time.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
I seen Augusto posted it, and I think a lot of people are really excited.
Yeah.
People really love Esteban, and I think people are really excited to hear from him.
I literally tell him that all the time. I'm like, people love you and your music,
Yeah.
whether it's cumbias or corridos or whatever, but he's working on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
This album that he's coming out is a cumbia album, but he's working on way more things. He's been in the studio working very hard.
I'm excited for this album to come out, and I think if it's Románticas, people love Esteban's Románticas, and I think he's going to get a lot of support from it for sure. Did you see all the clips? Well, I watched the fight. I don't think you watched the fight, but did you see all the clips of Los Dos de Tamaulipas bringing out Benavides?
Oh, yeah, I did. But I did not watch the fight.
Yeah, I actually watched the fight, and I watched it in real time, and I literally wanted to cry. Like when I saw Los Dos de Tamaulipas bring him out, I was like, yes, because I feel like Canelo is usually the one who on that high of a stage is able to bring out música mexicana, but now more and more artists I think are getting more and more boxers are getting more comfortable bringing out música mexicana artists.
Yeah.
And then to have what song was it that they did? Arriba la Compañía.
Yeah.
Is the song that they brought him out to. And so that was really, really exciting for me to see. And y'all know we're Team Afinarte over here. We are, that's gang for real. And I have the privilege of getting to work with Afinarte and all the great people over there. So getting to watch, do you know when Los Dos de Tamaulipas first dropped? 2015.
I know it was a long time ago, but I didn't know what year.
Yeah,
wow.
And they were Los Cuates. They signed and started out as Los Cuates de Tamaulipas. So now they're Los Dos de Tamaulipas, and so now it's tight. It's literally taken 10 years of development.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they literally came out with banger after banger after banger. So now it's really tight to just see the development process, and people think things just happen overnight, and things don't just fucking happen overnight.
Definitely not.
So to all you artists that are nothing's happening and I've been in the game for 5 years and no, fool, it's taken Los Dos de Tamaulipas 10 years of development.
Keep going. Don't get discouraged. Keep going. Keep putting out music.
And they're about to drop a collab with our favorite, Los
Hermanos Espinosa. Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. Do you want to talk about these? Oh, wait, before we talk about the festivals, can we talk about the tour coming up, Entre Hierba, Polvo y Plomo, which is El Fantasma, Los Dos Carnales, y Gerardo Díaz?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I believe the tour starts on Valentine's Day in Austin, Texas, my hometown. And then it goes to Houston, and then I believe it comes to Dallas. So I think
it's just a couple dates.
No, it's a full date, but that's the Texas run.
Oh, that's how it's okay.
Yeah, so my mom asked me if I could take her to go see. She's
Los
Team
Dos Carnales?
Yeah, she's Team Afinarte now. She'd be when I'm in LA, at work, I'll call from the offices, and she'll call on FaceTime and talk to everybody in the office.
Aww,
and my mom is
I love
Please.
Your mommy.
I know.
She's such an angel. And I know I say this every time she talks about her mom, but she really is.
She's an angel.
She's such a people person, and she has such good energy.
Yeah, she's the best.
I agree.
Do you want to go into this festival lineup for Sueños?
Sueños lineup. What do you think about the lineup before I go into the lineup?
I actually really like it. First of all, I'm a huge fan of the festival. It's based out of Chicago, and I'm a huge fan of Sueños because I've never heard any bad things come out of it except if it's like weather related. Do you have the lineup in front of you?
I do.
Do you want to go over the lineup?
So the lineup is, so it's May 24th and 25th. Saturday, it's Shakira, Arcángel, El Alfa, Oscar Maidón, Gordo, Davey, Maria Becerra, El Malilla, NSQK, DJ Luyan, Caleb, Calloway, Reggaetonlandia, Chan, DJ Freddy Fresco. Special Saturday performance from Peso Pluma.
The king of música regional. Everybody loves him some Peso Pluma.
And on Sunday, it is Don Omar, Wisin, Tito Doble P, J. Cole, Dioro Capo, Omar Kors, Bella Cat, Gonzi, Legali RX.
Yeah,
Sorry Papi, Tribal Monterrey.
Shout out to Tribal Monterrey.
Do you remember when those songs used to go so...
In the botas?
So, yes, with the long botas in the club. Everybody loved Tribal Monterrey.
Arriba Monterrey. Ajua.
Víctor Cárdenas, Dinámico, and special Sunday performance by Grupo Frontera.
I think it's a great lineup. That's a great... To have Shakira, and let me tell you something. Shakira is expensive as fuck. Shakira is she's a global superstar. So them having Shakira is actually really tight. And I think it's good. I think it's a good balance of like reggaeton. Like you have your Alfa, Arcángel. Gordo put out one of my favorite projects last year. It was more of like a dance album, world music album, but I love his music. I don't know if you do not know who Gordo is. He previously produced for Little Uzi.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he previously produced for Little Uzi, so that's like how people like really got to know him and like got their start knowing who he is. But he's now like a full like DJ who travels the world and like does these major festivals. Yeah, his music is really tight. I probably was on it for a long time. Do you know what else I want to talk about? South by Southwest is almost here. And these are the only names that I can confirm right now, even though this is coming directly from the director of the festival. Hold on, please. Let me find. Frontera this is a really big deal to have Frontera at South by Southwest because, like we've talked about, Música Mexicana was not even programmed into the festival until 5 years ago.
Exactly, yeah.
So now you have Billboard coming in, and it's their stage. So Billboard is coming in and bringing Frontera. There's this guy, his name is, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, NSKQ. Have you heard of him? He's from Monterrey.
No, I have not.
They're bringing him in. I didn't know who he was either until I looked at his gram, and he's got a lot of followers. So his engagement is crazy on socials. So I guess he might just be popping in Mexico, and we just haven't heard of him. Justin Morales is also coming in. Shout out Desde Morro. How does this song go?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're bringing in Justin Morales. Okay. Majo Aguilar.
I hadn't heard from him in a while.
But I think he's like dropping something new, so they're like going to present it at South by. Calle 24. And Armenta is coming to South by Southwest. And you know I love Armenta. I talked about Armenta and how he is one of my favorite songwriters. He has produced nothing but hits. He produced Bebe Dame for Frontera. I said this before in another pod, he, to me, is very much responsible for the resurgence of Fuerza Regida because he is behind a lot of the hits for Fuerza Regida. But he's now coming out as an artist. So he will be presenting as well. There's also 3 more major Música Mexicana artists who are coming to South by Southwest, and I cannot reveal them yet because they're not out yet, but they'll be out really soon.
Find out in episode 15.
You'll find out in episode 15.
Whenever we talk about it.
Yeah, whenever we talk about it. But this is the year of Música Mexicana at South by Southwest, and it has taken us 5 years to get to this point.
Yeah, and then honestly, it's only getting better every single year.
It's getting better every year.
Last year was great.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
Yeah, we have I can't give too much information because we literally just got the email, but we have one of the biggest Música Mexicana labels coming in, which is really exciting because I'm such a fan of their artists. Their artists are our favorites. So to have them come in and say, hey, like, we want to be a part of the festival this year. We didn't go to them, they came to us, is really tight.
It's a big deal.
It's a really big deal. So we just got the confirmation literally yesterday. So I'm really excited about that. But speaking of, is there anything else that we needed to cover that we haven't covered? Not really, right?
No.
Did you tell me your favorite song that's out right now?
Oh, that's out right now.
Yeah. Don't give me an unreleased track because it needs to be something that everybody knows.
What song let me look. I'm gonna look at my recent searches. Let me see what I have been. Oh, you know what song I have constantly been replaying over and over and over again? It's not a new song though.
What song?
It's Me Tienes by Pesado. You know I like Pesado,
I like
Duelo,
Pesado.
Intocable. But Me Tienes, I have replayed that song
Really?
way too many times. Yes, it's a great song.
Do you go to sleep listening to it?
Probably.
Do you cry to it?
No.
Do you listen
It's
to
a
it in the
happy
shower?
song.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Me Tienes? Oh, yeah, Me Tienes
Me
is a happy
Tienes.
song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what song you're talking about.
It's such a love song, and that song I have replayed over and over again. The other day, did you ever hear Candy Kisses by Amanda Perez?
Yes. I loved Amanda Perez.
Why was I playing that song the other day? I replayed it like 5 times because I hadn't heard it in so long, and I was like, oh my gosh, this song brings back memories of whenever I was like freaking...
I think Amanda Perez is one of those, like, it's like a baby bash. Like, it's just like what we grew up listening to, and then when you hear it, it's so nostalgic, you know? Shout out Amanda Perez. Amanda Perez is still doing shows, by the way.
Is she?
Hell yeah. Amanda Perez still be getting booked.
You're right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy.
I think she came to Dallas not so... I don't remember what month, but it was probably a couple months ago.
Yeah, people fuck with her.
I didn't go.
She's one of those, like, legacy artists that people are just going to fuck with forever, you know?
It's like MC Magic.
Yeah.
MC Magic, NB Riders. Who else?
Yeah. Do you remember? You're probably too young for Lone Star Riders. You might be too young for that. They were out of Houston. They sang that, take it off. Yeah, no. Take it. They're from Houston. They were tight.
I don't know that song.
They sing some very bad songs, but I still listen to them at 9 years old. But I think we've like pretty much covered everything that we need to cover, and we have a special guest today, and I'm so excited that he's here. Like, I'm really, really excited that he's here. His name is TB Robby. He is, I think, most well known for producing for That Mexican OT. I think that's how people know him. But there's so much more to him than that, than just being like Mexican OT's producer. He is from San Antonio, and he is here to join us. And we're going to do a little quick setup change and then introduce him to the show. Hi, TB Robby.
Hey, YaYa.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
hey.
We're so happy that you're here. You literally just drove in to Dallas. We're shooting in Dallas today, and you literally just drove in from San Antonio.
Just to be here. I've
Just to
been
be
wanting
here.
to be on this platform for a minute.
Oh,
Y'all been killing
that really means a
that's
lot
so-
to
it.
us.
Y'all been killing it, high key.
Thank you.
I
When
love that.
when people tell us that, it like makes us want to cry because like when we
it
started,
makes us feel so good.
yeah, no, because like when we started because we were like, see, she's about to cry. I'm telling you, like when we started, we really started this because we could not sit in front of a camera.
Right.
Like we're so like nerviosas that it was just like we couldn't do it.
And not even just being in front of a camera, just us being in a room full of people. We were just always those awkward people that so antisocial.
Yeah.
They were so shy. We didn't talk, but we definitely observed, even though we don't talk.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's how it all started, because we just wanted to get out of our comfort zone.
But
Right.
we love music so much that we're like, we have to find a way to get over the nervios and
Right.
like figure it out. So we figured it out. My favorite thing my favorite types of people to talk to are like the real like behind the scenes people, the producers, the managers, the executives. Artists, I mean, it's cool to talk to the artists. Everybody always wants to clicks with the artists and stuff, you know,
Right.
whatever. But for me, talking to a producer is a very big deal for me. And You are most famously known. You started off with a rapper in San Antonio. His name is Rich Greedy.
Right.
I've talked to him a few times online. Tell me about, I kind of want to know first a little bit about your upbringing in San Antonio, number one. And number two, when you decided you wanted to start getting in music. Let's start there.
The upbringing in San Antonio, I think it was a pretty average, like, Mexican upbringing. I mean, average for me just because I came up from there, so I really don't know any other way. But I think it was, like, not rich, but not poor either. And, you know, my grandparents, they were really, like, my biggest help. They were, like, my main parental figures, so they didn't let me go without. But, you know, we still had to go through our trials and stuff. We all do. But I think maybe when I was, like, 11 is when I made the decision to, like, I'm going to make music. I'm going to do something, like, with it. I've always liked it. Like, I remember we would go to the pulgas and stuff out there, and I would always get, like, bootlegs of whatever was the hottest stuff. But I think 11 was when I made the transition, like, okay, I want to try and do something.
Like you were getting like the rap CDs with the fucking cumbias over them, like that type of shit?
Yeah, or like at the time, I remember I would get like bootleg Mike Jones, Chamillionaire, and like Lil Wayne was probably like the most influential one. Like I remember getting the bootleg Carter, and then going to like the CD store and getting like Carter 2. Those were like the staples for me that like made me want to do it.
So you decided that you wanted to make music at what age?
11.
Okay. So did you know what you wanted to do? Were you like, I want to be a producer? Were you just trying to like figure it out?
Nah, I wanted to, well, I've been rapping since like, that was like the first thing that I wanted to do.
Okay.
And then I ended up producing like my senior year of high school, or like towards the tail end of the senior year. That's to start just making beats for myself. And then I ended up just making so many beats that I started like tossing them out to people here and there.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of turned into its own thing, you know?
Right.
Being the producer and artist, really.
When I first heard about you, and I ever heard anything like, we're going to Rob's house, which is your producer tag.
Yeah.
The first time I've ever heard anything about you or who you were, I don't know how, me and you had somehow connected online.
A while back.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if that was before La Cobra or after La Cobra. I feel like it might have been after La Cobra, but I'm not sure.
Hikey, I think it might have been like right after.
Probably right after La Cobra, because I think when I heard that song, literally everybody was sending it to me. Everybody was sending it to me. I know Greg had sent it to me, and I didn't even know Greg at the time. Greg was like, hey, like I'm working with this Mexican artist. His name is Mexican OT, da-da-da-da. And I think that's when I started doing my research. How did you connect with OT? Because that song was humongous. La Cobra is huge. Do you know how many streams it has? A lot.
A lot.
Like a lot.
Yeah, like 10 figures.
Yeah,
like
that was definitely like his breakout
That
song.
was definitely the one
that was the one.
There.
How did you connect with OT on that song? Or how did y'all even connect? I want to know like the background story of like
how were y'all introduced
to each other?
And how did you feel?
So at first, when it very first happened, I was in the studio at my boy YB's crib, and we were making beats. I ended up getting a message from somebody named Greg. He's like, hey, man, I'm working with this artist. I want you to tap in with him. But I'm just letting you know, we don't got a budget. But if we do something, I'm going to I take 20%, and I do this and this. And I'm just like, man, I don't want to work with this guy.
Damn.
And then, but then he was like, I mean, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I'll tap you in with him. And then OT called me. And we had like a quick conversation. It was cool. He was busy, so I could tell it was just like, oh, yeah, hey, what's up? I'm doing this real quick. All right, cool. The next day, I was at the studio again, and like we had like a full-on conversation about, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what I have right now. I want to show you this. I want to show you that. At the time, like his favorite thing was like La Muerte.
Okay.
And that's the one that he was just like, man, this is my shit. This is my shit. And he was just so passionate that I was like, all right, cool, let's give it a try. And I sent him one beat. He had it done within like 2 days. He started shooting the video like a week later. And he sent it to me, and I was like, oh, wow, this
Were
is
you
crazy.
like, fuck?
I was like, man, okay, yeah, we got to do something else.
Yeah.
And we made like 2 or 3 other songs. And then along that period of time of just sending him beats and then figuring out what they're gonna use, what they want to use. This was maybe a few months into our relationship of me being like, okay, I like this dude. He hits me while he's on the way to the studio. I just got off of work, and he was like, hey man, I'm gonna be in the studio in like 30 minutes. I want you to sample something. Because at the time that was like my bag. I was just sampling like cumbias or corridos or whatever.
Like cumbia classics.
Yeah. And he had sent me the La Cobra one, and I was like, all right, cool, I'll get to it right now. And he was bugging me for like those 30 minutes. He's like, hey, I'm almost here. And I was like, oh shit, my laptop something was wrong with my laptop. And I only had like 15 minutes, and he was like, all right, hey, I'll be here in like 10 minutes. I was like, all right, shit. Everything finally booted up. I downloaded the song, started chopping it. I made the beat in like 15 minutes.
Oh, shit.
And then sent it to him, and he was like, cuz I'm about to crash. Sure enough, he sent me the song back, just him. And then I think Jodye was still working on his verse. And then they sent me that. And then I think a couple months later, they started shooting the video, and that was like my first time actually like meeting him in person.
Okay, so you hadn't met him yet.
I hadn't met him,
okay,
but we had maybe like a 6-7 month relationship of just like us talking all the time and like sending music and sending beats and just everything.
So was La Cobra was he like, this is the song that I want you to sample, or that's crazy?
And I really didn't want to do it at first either, because like I know that was something that, because that's a popular song.
Yeah.
And I had heard that there was at least 2 other producers that had sampled the same thing.
Right.
But they sampled it way different. They sampled it like more hip hop. They took it in a different direction. And he was just so like insistent, like, I want this sampled. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll do it.
That song is a very sensitive song. I don't really ever talk about stuff like this, but Fito Olivares' son, Rudy Olivares, is my studio engineer. So I have a really great relationship with his son. And so when that song came out and I started hearing it, I didn't know if to like it or to not like it, because I was almost just like, hold on, wait, is this dude and I've talked about this on other pods, and I've talked about this with OT and his dad. So I'm like, okay, is this like almost like you're trying to be too Mexican, or like you're trying too hard to get in the culture to the point that like I'm offended because I'm really Mexican and like his dad is my engine. Like, I didn't know how to take it at first. And I really wasn't fucking with it, but one thing I couldn't deny was that it was hard.
Yeah.
Like, one thing you could not deny was that this song was hard.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, fuck, like, am I being a hater? Because I'm like, you know what I mean?
I had a similar feeling about it too, but it's just like, I think just because the sample, who made it, who worked on it, it just had this authentic feeling about it that it's just...
It was just good.
You just couldn't say anything about it.
You can't deny
You can have a bunch of feelings
record.
about it, but it was just like,
yeah,
it was just it.
You can't deny a hit. And so that, for me, that was my introduction to OT. And then I think y'all have done like 13 more songs since then. Like, you've done a lot more tracks since then. What's your personal favorite song? Because I want to get into your newest project that's coming out. But what is who are some people that you've collabed with? I already know who you've collabed with, but I want you to kind of talk about your personal experiences with those people. But what is your favorite song that you've done with OT?
Oh, man. I don't know. I want to go the unreleased route, because we have like so much crazy unreleased songs. I would say maybe Function. Okay. Because that one was just like that one was so unexpected, because originally that one stayed in a folder for me, like, or just like if I ever ended up wanting to use it. Yeah. And then he was asking for beats, and I didn't have like a whole lot to send him, so I started digging through my folder, and I sent him that one. And
I didn't even know you produced Function until right now, and I love Function.
that I'm very proud of that one too, because that one was like a sleeper. Like that one went like semi-viral too, and like that one wasn't even like planned for that.
Yeah, he said. I think it was the line. Like I think it's the line of like, your mama ain't teach you how to suck dick, but you still suck dick. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's like the line. Like, that's a great song. Who are some other people that I know? Rich Greedy, he's a rapper out of San Antonio. For anybody that doesn't know, he's a rapper out of San Antonio, Mexican rapper. Rich. Yeah, shout out Rich. I've connected with him online too. We've had so many conversations about just music and et cetera, et cetera. Who are some other artists that you have worked with that you're just like, man, we've done some dope shit together?
Rich, OT, Jodye. Me and Jodye got a lot of cool stuff in the works too.
Shout out Jodye, yeah.
And shout out Jodye too, because he's part of that clique. Like we all started. Like, not to go off on a tangent, but like that's part of like the
go off on the tangent.
Genius.
That's the whole point of this pod.
That's part of like the genius of like putting together the project and dropping the project that I'm gonna drop.
Yeah.
Like I'm keeping it strictly like the people that were really fucking
started
with me
together.
Yeah. So it's Rich, OT, Jodye, me and Scales. Shout out DJ Scales.
Shout out
the
DJ
hardest
Scales.
DJ. Me and him have been like making crazy beats.
Yeah.
Other people that I've worked with, I work with Miss Gold.
Yeah,
we have
that's my dog.
Yeah. Shout out Miss Gold. We have a few tracks in the cut.
I didn't know y'all had anything together.
I think it was like on her Awful Lot of Gold one.
Yeah,
we had like 2.
Yeah, that's my dog. We just had her on the last pod. That pod went crazy viral on TikTok, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all are killing it.
Yeah, that shit went crazy. But it really went viral because of like, she's going so crazy right now. And I'm happy because she's been like, if there's any bitch that's consistent in the studio, this girl is consistent. And she does it on her own. And I have so many great things to say about her, but she really is a hard worker. And I'm like, I've told her, like, even if you gotta like get your like virality off of TikTok and like a situation that happened, that's okay. Just keep dropping music. And I think since that incident, I think she's dropped like 3 or 4 tracks. So she's like she's doing her shit, and I really see like major things for her in the future. I didn't know that you had a song with her. I know you did something with Eliza 1K.
I have a few with Eliza.
Yeah, they're
too.
homies. I like Eliza a lot too.
Yeah.
Eliza's another, like, she's a TikToker, but she's a real bitch. Like Eliza's real cool. But you do have, I want to talk about this project you have. It's called Where You Going At? Is TB your artist name?
Nah, that's just like
just like the initials.
So originally that's like that's a whole other project, but originally I got TB from Jodye because that's what he like started calling me. Yeah. So I just started using that as like, oh, who's this? Oh, it's TB, bro. What do you mean? Where You Going At is the name of the actual album that we're dropping, and it's crazy. 12
tracks. You got an OT feature, you got a Jodye feature, you got a Rich Greedy feature. My favorite, I was listening to it today, you sent it to me, and I was listening to it when I was getting ready, and I think my favorite track on here is 210. 210 is the area code for San Antonio, for those that don't know.
Crazy.
And I think that's my favorite track, and I wanted to know if there's any songs that like you wanted to preview on the pod, because we can preview some or none.
We can preview a lot. We can do whatever.
Okay. Do you want to hold off on the featured ones, or you don't really give a fuck? You're like, fuck it, we'll kind of play a little sample of them.
We can do a little bit because like the Jodye one's out already. That was like the lead single for the project. We can do the OT one. That's like the most, like, I think hype song like off the project as of right now, because that's the one that a lot of people have heard of but like haven't heard the full song yet. I think Bandolero is like one that has like some potential.
Bandolero I liked because I feel like Bandolero's like very Mexican.
Yeah.
And I actually really like the production on Bandolero. Did you produce all these songs yourself?
Majority of it.
Okay.
I think the only ones that I didn't produce is Texas Boy. Shout out Gorilla on the track. He made that one. I had co-production on 210 with Toby Ali.
Okay.
Co-production on Medicine. I'm forgetting the producer's name right now, but I'm gonna tag him on that.
We'll make sure we tag you.
Yeah. And El Dusty, he's the one who produced Bandolero.
Oh, I love El Dusty. I did not know that.
Legend.
Okay. El Dusty is Super, super, super legend in like the cumbia like dance movement. Man, that's tight. I did not know that.
Me and him, I got some other stuff that I'll show you too after this.
Yeah, I need to. That's crazy. That's tight that you have production from El Dusty. I didn't know that. He's
Shout
like
out
a
Dusty.
super legendary producer, DJ. He's fire. But we'll do a preview of Headshot featuring that Mexican OT. I'm going to play it off my phone. Will they be able to hear it okay in the mic? Right? Okay, let me see. So that's your tag. We're going to Rob's house. So if you ever hear that in a song, that's my dog's tag over here.
Go to San Antonio, I'm going to Rob's house.
I'm sorry, but I had to laugh.
That's a classic OT verse.
So this is you now, right?
Yeah.
So this is you rapping now. I'm not going to give y'all the full track because, you know, we got to... so 210 is my favorite. We're going to go to 210. This is my favorite. And then I think we'll do a preview of Bandolero because I love the production on Bandolero.
There's just something about this one.
I love this song. This is like one of those like smoke a blunt, sip some hen, and ride around. So that's the preview for 210. That's my favorite.
Shout out Rich. I'm gonna get the. I'm still waiting on the stems for
Shout
for his
out
feature
Rich.
on that one.
Rich, send your shit in, my boy. Rich, quit bullshitting. Rich greedy. Send your shit in to TV right now. I'm gonna put some pressure on you to make sure you send your shit in. And then we have Bandolero. Production on this is crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's tight.
Okay. Dang, that accordion.
He went crazy.
Yeah.
You said this is the Dusty. Okay. Shout out El Dusty.
Shout out Dusty, man.
Ooh, that shit hard. I'm telling you, that production goes crazy. So you think out of these songs, do you think Bandolero has the most potential?
I don't know about the most potential. I don't know. I feel
You
like
just fuck with it.
I think the whole album, like
Yeah.
it just there's something there that has a lot of potential. Bandolero, I feel like it just has something about it that could really break into like the Spanish market and like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that I want to like go fully into the Spanish and like try to convert and do only Spanish.
Yeah.
But like I put that on there to let you know that I could do it and do it well.
Yeah, you can fuck with it if you need to fuck with it.
Because there's people that try to do it and it just don't sound right.
We
like,
know, trust me. We talk about this
when
all
y'all
the
were
time.
talking about like the Spanish rap, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
I hate
Oh,
it.
yeah.
We talk about this, like I legitimately, probably say this on every pod, like I hate Spanish rap. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I think it's corny. But I'm also like, I grew up on like the greats. Like I really grew up on like NWA, Pac,
Right.
Big. Like my older brothers used to listen to them. You know what I mean? So like KRS-One, like I even just like back in the day, like the old 80s, early 90s, like the Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash. Like my brothers used to break dance outside of
Right.
our apartment. You know what I mean? So like,
Crazy.
yeah. So for me, it's like hip hop is like, I don't know if I'm ready to like hear Mexicans rapping. So like when a Mexican is able to like rap,
Yeah.
it's exciting. Like you have like your D Baby and your OT and shout out Bravo the Bag Chaser out of
Yeah,
LA.
hell
I just
yeah.
connected with him. I know him and OT are starting to drop some shit together. So when people can do it well, I'm like, okay, it doesn't sound corny.
Yeah.
And nothing that you've sent me that I listened to today, it sounds corny.
And that's me personally. I feel like this is just like the perfect like spearhead into
Yeah.
like, hey, you got to notice me because I'm making all these beats.
Yeah.
I'm rapping at a high level. Like I kept up with OT. I'm keeping up with
Yeah.
Rich. I'm keeping up with these dudes that
Yeah.
are like rappers. But I'm also making the beats for it, and I'm
Yeah.
also like singing to them in Spanish, and I'm also like giving you some shit that you can ride to at night. I'm also giving you some shit for the girls. Like it's
Yeah. And I think, can I ask you, this is a personal question. Can I ask you, like, whenever, because you said, like, you started off, like, not, okay, like, I want to rap, but I want to be a producer, like, and I feel like there's a lot of times that people who first off get known, like, you were first off known, like, to the general mass as a producer. So
Yeah.
were you worried, like, okay, like, if I start coming out, like, as a rapper, were you worried about like the perception of that? Did that hinder you a little bit, or were you just like, fuck it, I can do it. I've been doing it already, you know?
I think it was a little bit of both. Like I didn't want it to look like, okay, now because he's doing big records and he's had a chance like to do some big records, he's just gonna use that to push his own agenda and be a rapper.
Yeah.
Like no, I was doing that before,
Yeah.
and Cuz knows that. Like everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Like not mainstream wise, like my name has been in doors as a producer, but everybody that hears my music, like they tell me the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
bro, what the hell? Like that's you?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, well, and I made the beat too.
Yeah.
And I probably punched it in myself and had my boy engineer the whole thing and make it sound good.
And when you're producing, a lot of times you're now I'm not saying in anybody's particular situation, but a lot of times you're coaching the rapper as well. Like y'all are trying to figure it out. Y'all are trying to figure out how it makes sense on the record. And I don't think people give producers enough credit. And that's why for us, we always get so excited to talk to the producers and the people behind the scenes. Like we are always way more excited to talk to the BTS people than the actual artists. Like
I
we're probably
appreciate y'all's
going to
platform,
like,
for real.
Yeah.
we really do get excited about that.
Because we feel like a lot of people don't get their flowers that they deserve. Like the people that are really behind the scenes, that are really like
locked in,
like doing the thing, you know?
Yeah.
And people deserve their flowers,
Yeah.
you know?
I appreciate y'all's
My dog
platform,
got
for real.
over 100 million streams. Production wise, you got over 100 million streams, and that's like
So far.
and that's since 2021.
Yeah,
so
since,
that's in
like,
the last 4
2021.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like no small feat. Is there anybody that you haven't worked with? Like, who's your dream artist to work with?
Wayne.
Yeah,
Wayne.
Wayne's GOAT.
He's-
Wayne's GOAT for sure.
Yeah. That's like, man. Come on, Fee. I know you can make
Yeah, if
something
anybody
happen.
can make it happen, it's Fee. Come on, Fee.
Shout
Come
out
on.
Fee Banks
Yeah.
too, man. He's like a real definition of a living, walking, breathing legend. Like,
Yeah.
and he's such a
Humble
down-to-earth
guy.
person. And like I said, to me personally, because Wayne is like the reason that I started making music,
Yeah.
like legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
It means even that much more that he's just like that he genuinely fucks with me. So I appreciate everything Fee's done, man. And he's just being a humble person. I mean, just anybody that's fucked with me up to this point, but Fee, that's just like a crazy thing. Like Wayne got this dude
Yeah.
tatted on his arm. Like that's just like, oh crap.
Yeah, Fee is so 100. I actually first heard of Fee through Karen Civil, who's a longtime friend of mine. I've known Karen for a very long time, and she's the very first person who ever told me about Fee. And then she kind of like randomly, we were talking, and she was like, I think he's managing OT now. And then that's how like I was like put two and two together, because I just so happened to be with them in like Dallas or like San Antonio. We were somewhere. And then I was like, oh, okay, so like, yeah, like Fee's been in the game a long time. Like he really came up on that Cash Money shit for real in New Orleans.
For real.
Yeah, so like he knows, and He's really I come across a lot of bullshit ass managers in this game, and Fee is on point, and he's so
not one of them.
He's not one of them. He's so organized, and he's like, you can talk to him like a homeboy, but he really, I actually just talked to him the other day. Sometimes it's funny, I'll randomly hit him and I'm like, hey, like, I'm trying to get an inquiry booking on OT, and I'm like thinking like, yeah, it's gonna be good to go, and he's like, damn, we're booked. And it's like, if you do not think OT's bookings are like through the roof right now, like festivals are going crazy, like trying to book him. And but shout out Fee. Yeah, if anybody can make that happen, it's for sure Fee. But shout out to him. I'm so happy that you're here. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we haven't talked about, or like go over that we haven't gone over?
How do I get one of these?
I know. I'm telling you, aren't they so fire?
You said candle, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
No,
And
yeah,
her
those are
candles. She
crazy.
hand makes each one, and then she puts the arrangement together.
Hand pour them because I mean I have molds, but
Yeah.
I definitely arrange and make all of them.
That's so
My
crazy.
Instagram is Soy Amor Y Detalles.
Yeah.
If you would like to place an order, I know you said you're from San Antonio,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
But I can definitely ship out
perfect. I
if you
one.
need one. But
Yeah, they're so
let
pretty.
me know. Yeah.
Definitely.
We got to get you something for Valentine's Day for that lucky lady.
Right.
You know, whether it's your mom, your tia, your girlfriend, your whatever you got going on.
Whatever your situation is, you know, I don't need to know, but I can make it happen for you.
You're gonna be like through the roof with orders. You've had a lot of orders lately.
I have
Yeah.
them working.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd rather be at home working than not working and doing nothing.
yeah. I'm so excited you're here. Thank you so much for making the drive
Yeah, thank you for having me.
and being here.
I seen that you worked with a couple brands, like Zoomies and
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull. Which brand was your favorite brand to work with?
And like, what
And
was the
why?
background on it? Yeah.
The Red Bull thing was because OT had like put in the work, because they did like I forgot what it was called, but they did like a cipher. It was him, Maxo, and Mona Leo.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And-
shout out Mona Leo. I love Mona Leo.
Shout out,
yeah.
man. We need to get another song in
She's
with her.
so hard.
She's crazy. Man, high key, I saw a lot of the comments. They were saying Mona Leo had like the best verse on there.
She's
they all
fire.
went crazy though.
Yeah.
But yeah, OT had like, hey, I got this beat, let's use it. And it happened to be one of mine. So
Yeah.
that would be like the backstory for the Red Bull
Okay.
thing, and that just ended up being cool, like having the conversation with them and them posting me and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one was the Zoomies one, because they had followed me on Instagram, and I thought it was a
Nice.
spam account.
That's
And I was like,
awesome.
the fuck.
Why is this fake ass
Yeah.
Zoomies following me?
Yeah, and then they were like, hey, we're gonna have some kind of show in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
We want you to come perform and do your thing out here. We'll link you with this person. And I was skeptical at first, but then it ended up just being like a real thing, and I was like, so I don't know. It was a crazy experience for sure, just because like Zoomies, like you see it all the time, you see it everywhere,
It's
and just like to
huge, yeah.
be associated with them and them like following me and tagging me and doing all
That's
that
tight.
extra stuff, and that was cool. I think that was like one of my standout moments from last year that like really,
A core memory.
yeah, exactly, core memory
Core
that made it
memory.
like, damn, this shit's real, this shit's happening, like.
I think you have so many great things in store for you, not just because you're an incredible producer, and you also understand like the fine line of like rap, and you understand the fine line of like música mexicana, and when you're really Mexican, like we're very Mexican, so like we
Very.
really appreciate we're like, I appreciate, like as a listener, like I appreciate that you understand like how to blend the beats and how to produce the beat so that it's not corny. But I think like whether it's as an artist or whether it's like as a producer, I just think that you have such a huge future in front of you, and I don't even think you realize how big it is. And I think it's like one day it's just gonna like hit you, if it hasn't already, that like, damn, I'm working with this person and I'm working with that person, and I'm so excited to like see what you have coming in the future.
Thank you.
You know, whether it's like as an artist or whatever, you know. So I'm
Thank
so
you.
exciting. Yeah. But I'm so happy you were able to make the drive.
I had to.
I know. Thank you for
We really
coming.
appreciate
Thank
it.
y'all
We
for
can't
having
we
me,
can't
man.
thank you enough for being here. I know 3 hours is a long way to drive, but
4 with traffic.
4 with traffic. He was like, yeah, he was like, nah, bitch, it was 4, not 3. But thank you so much for being here. And I'm excited for your future. That's
Thank
all.
You.
know.
Thank you. That means a lot, especially like with the history that we had, like I said, from way back then, and like even having like the conversations with you back then, I was like, what the hell? This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is who did this. Oh,
Yeah.
oh shit. And like being like super
Thank
excited about that, and
Thank
like
you.
just seeing the evolution. Like even with this, like I said, congratulations to y'all, and appreciate
so
y'all having me
much.
on this, because this is dope to be a part of. This is like some real culture moment.
Thank you. We try to stay as culturally relevant as possible. We don't try to be on the bullshit. We don't do shit for clicks or views or.
No
we really
clickbait
do shit because
around
we
here.
love it.
Yes.
So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank y'all for having me.
Tight.
Hi, Yayis.
Hi.
I remember whenever I first went out to Houston one time, you had told me that you liked Esteban a lot, like as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a certain song or an album that you really like by him?
I think, there's a lot. I think the thing with Esteban is, I think everybody looks at Esteban as like the artist of this genre that like made it out of Houston. Like everybody looks at him like that. And I definitely was a fan from the first time I heard Tirando la H. I was like, who the fuck is this? Like, he talking about like swinging and banging, and like, I'm like, who is? And then I'm like, go and look, he's got like millions of views on the song. So I'm like, who the fuck is this kid, right? And somehow ended up connecting with him and like getting to work with him and getting him booked at like certain clubs in Houston, and like seeing some of the nights that we had him booked and the way that people came out for him. People were going crazy.
People love him.
People love Esteban. And I think sometimes like the lore also with Esteban isn't like somebody who's like on social media all fucking day and like posting mamadas all fucking day. Like he's really like, he's very reclusive and he's very introverted and he's very to himself. And I think that adds to like the mystery of who he is as an artist. And I think sometimes like a lot of times that's not even a lot of times, I think nowadays like that's lacking so much in like celebrity and artists, is like you don't see artists like they're on the internet all fucking day, so it's like, okay, you already know everything about them. So what's the intrigue?
What you're eating, where you're at.
Yeah, so like there's no more intrigue. And I think Esteban is one of the very, very, very few artists who has been able to like maintain that like mystique and that like, that mystery. But I think my favorite, I'm looking at, I don't even have to look it up because this is a feature though. So
Yes, I already know what you're going to say.
Okay, what is it? What's my first song with a feature?
Your first song with a feature that you really like. The only reason why I know is because you katana'd me once in the car.
Katana'd the shit out of you.
Yeah, and I did not know what to say after that. I was like, oh. But by the one with Junior H.
Con un presidente.
Con un presidente.
Con un presidente is my favorite Junior song, and it's my favorite Esteban song. So to see both of them on the same track and like the way and I think when I heard that song, I was at a time in my life that I was just like trapping, and I was like stacking. And so like when I heard that song, I was like, ooh, this song is fucking tough. So that song is definitely my favorite song with a feature. But I go back and forth between like Hay Niveles, and I think Tirando la H, I think, is just like a classic. Like that was like obviously like the introduction to Esteban. But I think it's for me.
Tough, right?
For me, it's either between Zumbando Terrenos or Hay Niveles. It's in between one of those. What about you? What's your favorite Esteban song? It can't be. You can't be an underground.
No,
unreleased. It got to be something that's out.
A song that I do catch myself playing very often is "Sedúceme."
Really?
And that's, yeah, Sedúceme is on volume 2 of the
Okay.
Cumbias Light volume
Okay.
2, and I really, really, really like that song, and I tell him all the time.
Okay.
I really like that song.
As far as a song that's more like mainstream, well known, what are you going with?
I would go with Tirando la H.
Yeah.
I like Hay Niveles too.
Yeah.
Hay Niveles.
I need
Tirando
this
la
is
H.
fire.
Yeah.
Do we? Is there a release date on the
Yeah,
project?
so he is releasing on Lover's Day, on
Oh, yeah, we did say that,
Valentine's
February
Day,
14th.
next
Yeah.
Friday. And I'm very excited. I'm very proud of him, very happy for him.
Yeah.
He's such a great artist. He's so talented.
Yeah.
Like, he does everything that he does so specifically and so strategically.
He's very intentional.
And very intentional.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy for him. And Cumbias Light, Volume 3 on the way.
Out February
14th.
Cumbias Light Volume 3 out February 14th, Valentine's Day, Lover's
Poppers.
Day, Día del Amor.
Día del Amor,
Go
porque
sup-
todas las canciones son de amor. Hay una más movidita,
Yeah.
pero great songs.
A real Houston artist. Real motherfucker, by the way. Make sure you support. That's it. I think we're signing off.
We are signing off.
What episode is this? 14?
Episode 14.
Oh my gosh, we made it to 14 episodes. We didn't even think we were going to make it to 2.
Here we are.
Here we are.
And we will continue.
Cheers.
Make sure, guys, that y'all like, comment, subscribe
Yes.
on all our platforms. Well, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. We will put our handles down below.
We're
YaYa's-
almost about to be able to monetize on YouTube, so please go.
And on Spotify. I just got a
Yes.
notification the other day on
Yes.
Spotify that we are
Almost in the
almost
monetization
there.
phase. We're almost
So
there,
please,
guys.
please, please, if y'all don't want to watch us, just listen to us on Spotify.
Just fake the funk. We're cool with that.
You know, yeah. But
Cheers.
cheers.
Episode 14.
Episode 14.
Special guest TB Robby.
Yes.
Cheers.
Forte.